Now class Mammalia here now, the theropsidan reptiles had evolved into Mammalia during Triassic period. Evolved into Mammalia during Triassic period here now. Golden age of mammals is Cenozoic. Cenozoic era is the golden age of mammals. Cenozoic era is the golden age of mammals here now. Now Cynodon can be identified as a missing link between Mammalia and Reptilia here now. Prototherians are the connecting links between Mammalia and Reptilia here now. Now the mammals here now, as the name itself indicates here now, all of them feed their young ones with milk. That's why they are referred to as Mammalia here now. The mammals here now, the exoskeletal structures in mammals are hair, nails, claws, hooves and the skin glands. Hair, nails, claws, hooves and skin glands are the exoskeletal structures. Presence of hair at some stage or the other is one of the unique characteristic features of all mammals here now. Even in the embryonic stage also the hair are present here now. The embryonic hair is called lanugo. The embryonic hair in mammals, is called lanugo here now. Now the hair are present in most of the mammals here now. Certain mammals like whales, dolphins, that is Cetacea, Sirenia, Proboscidea. In Cetacea, Sirenia, hair are entirely absent. Proboscideans, hair are reduced here now. In Proboscidea, hair is reduced here now. Okay, but however, all of them have got hair in the embryonic stage, which is called lanugo here now. Then hair is modified into horn in rhinoceros here now. Many keratinized hair come together, fuse together to form a horn in rhinoceros. It is not a true horn here now, it is a modification of keratinized hair here now. The skin glands in mammals are divided into two types here now. The number one, sweat glands. Sweat glands are also called sudorific glands. Sweat glands are also called sudorific glands here now. Then the second one is sebaceous glands. So these are the two types of skin glands in mammals here now. Sweat glands are sudorific glands. The next one is sebaceous glands here now. Now the sweat glands are modified into mammary glands of Prototheria, ceruminous glands of ear canal, ceruminous gland of ear canal, gland of mole of eyeball. They are all modified sweat glands you know. Among mammals you know, the mammary glands of Prototheria are the modified sweat glands you know. In all other mammals, sweat glands are mammary glands are the modified sebaceous glands you know. The wax glands present in the ear canal, which are also called ceruminous glands, they are modified sweat glands you know. The glands of mole, they are present in eyelashes of human being you know. Secretion of glands of mole helps in lubrication of eyelashes. It is also said to be the modified sweat gland you know. Then the sweat is colorless in most of the mammals including human being, but red colored sweat is present in Macropus rufus. Macropus rufus, red giant kangaroo it is called. In red giant kangaroo, the color of the sweat is red in color. Blue colored sweat is present in two-toed sloth called Coloepus. Coloepus, which is commonly called blue two-toed sloth. In Coloepus, sweat is blue in color, and in Macropus rupus, sweat is red in color. In all other mammals, sweat is colorless and helps in elimination of salts, okay, and also helps in regulating body temperature. Then sebaceous glands, Sebaceous glands are associated with hair follicle. They secrete an oily substance called sebum that keeps the skin and hair supple and moist, Besides secreting sebaceous sebum, the sebaceous glands are modified into mammary glands of metatheria and eutheria, Harderian glands of eyeball, Meibomian gland, they are also present in the eyelids, the upper eyelid, inner margin of upper eyelid. The Meibomian gland is also called tarsal gland. Then next you have lacrimal gland. Lacrimal glands are present at the corner of the eyeball. They secrete tears. The Meibomian gland, which are also called tarsal gland they are present in the margin of the upper and lower eyelid. The secretion is an oily substance that helps in spread of tears evenly over the eyeball Then apart from this, the reproductive glands like Bartholin gland of female, vestibular gland of females, bulbourethral gland or Cowper's gland of male, the prostate gland of male. They are all modified sebaceous glands. Okay, prostate gland, bulbourethral or Cowper's gland are present in men The vestibular gland, Bartholin glands are present in women. Then all of them, like which one lacrimal gland of the eyeball, Meibomian gland of the eyeball, Harderian gland of the eyeball. Okay, the mammary gland of metatheria and eutheria. Then next you have Zeiss gland. In mammals, lower mammals Zeiss gland are present. ZEIS, Zeiss gland are present in the eyelids. Even they are also modified sebaceous glands. Whether the two basic types of glands in mammals are the sweat glands and sebaceous glands, and their modified glands. Then we will talk about now the modifications in endoskeleton of mammals. In all mammals, skull is dicondylic. Skull is dicondylic, and the lower jaw is made up of a single bone called dentary. The entire lower jaw, only one kind of bone, that is dentary, is present. Okay, and the two dentaries are connected to each other by a ligament here. That is also one of the unique characteristics of mammals. Then the skull is dicondylic and craniostylic. Dicondylic and cranios, that is lower jaw. The quadrate bone is attached to the one of the bones of the cranium. Instead of being attached to the upper jaw, it is directly attached to the sphenoidal bone of the cranium. That's why the type of jaw suspension in mammals is called craniostylic jaw suspension. And the lower jaw consists of single bone called dentary. Then the vertebrae are with epiphysis. The vertebrae are with lateral thickenings called epiphysis, and they are amphiplateon or platycephalus. Amphiplateon or platycephalus. So in all mammals, the centrum is amphiplateon or platycephalus, and the vertebrae are connected to each other by intervertebral discs. Intervertebral discs with nuclei pulposi, with the remnants of notochord called nuclei pulposi are there on the neural arch and even on the intervertebral discs. In all mammals, most of the mammals, barring a few exceptions, in the cervical region, 7 vertebrae are present. But however, there are a few exceptions, like two-toed sloth, scientific name is Coloepus. Two-toed sloth, Coloepus, and dugong, sea cows, dugong, sea cows, Menates, Trichuchus. Trichuchus is scientific name, Menates is a common name, dugong is a scientific name, and sea cows common name. So in two-toed sloth, Coloepus, and dugongs and Menates, the number of cervical vertebrae are 6. Then in Tamandua, there is a mammal called Tamandua. It is an anteater. Tamandua, anteater, 8 cervical vertebrae are present. Tamandua, anteater, has 8 cervical vertebrae. And there is a mammal called Bradypus tridactylus. Bradypus tridactylus, commonly called three-toed sloth. It is commonly called three-toed sloth and happens to be the slowest mammal among mammals. This has 9 vertebrae. So except these animals or mammals, in rest of the mammals the cervicum consists of 7 vertebrae Two-toed sloth, Coloepus, sea cow, dugong, Menates, Trichuchus, in all 3 of them 6 vertebrae are there. Tamandua, an anteater, 8 are present. Bradypus tridactylus, 9 are present. Except these, all other mammals, including giraffe 7 vertebrae are present in the cervical region In all mammals ribs are double-headed or bicephalous. Ribs are double-headed or bicephalous, where the vertebral part of the rib has both tuberculum and capitulum Then the ribs in human being, you learnt already divided into true ribs, then false ribs and floating ribs Then the pelvic girdle consists of 2 identical halves which are called coxa or os innominata. Each os innominatum is made up of ilium, ischium and pubis Each os innominatum consists of ilium, ischium and pubis with an acetabulum to large the head of femur. Then the pectoral girdle consists of mainly the scapula bone. The suprascapula is reduced Coracoid, epicoracoid, procoracoid, they are all absent Interclavicle is also absent The mammal's pectoral girdle consists of only the collarbone or clavicle and the scapula. As scapula is with acromion process then the suprascapula is absent. Coracoid, acrocoracoid, precoracoid bones, they are all lost in mammalian pectoral girdle The blood vascular system of mammals, if you look into, heart is 4-chambered in all mammals Sinus venosus is incorporated into right auricle to form sinoatrial node that acts as a pacemaker. Truncus arteriosus, conus arteriosus are absent In all mammals, RBCs are biconcave, enucleated and circular. Including camel and llama, the RBCs are biconcave, enucleated, but the shape only differs in them. They are elliptical. Instead of being circular, they are elliptical in camel and llama Then in mammals, renal portal system is entirely absent Renal portal system is entirely absent, but however, hepatic portal system is well developed Then the respiratory system of mammals, if you observe in all mammals, respiration takes place by the respiratory muscles, like the muscles of ribs called intercostal muscles, which are again categorized into external intercostal, internal intercostal, and apart from this, the phrenic muscles of diaphragm also bring about respiration The voice box in mammals is larynx. Voice box in mammals is larynx. Then none of the mammal is a gill breather Even aquatic mammals also respire through lungs Modifications in respiratory system, Then if you look into the excretory system, in all mammals, kidneys are metanephric and bilobed, covered by retroperitoneal epithelium. And the nephron is characterized with the presence of long Henle's loop, Nephron has a long Henle's loop. And all mammals are ureotelic, Urinary bladder is present in all of them, Then next, the reproductive system of mammals, if you observe most of the mammals, the testes are embedded in scrotal sacs to avoid high body temperature. Then, except a few mammals like Edentata, that is sloths and all belong to Edentata, Then Pholidota, that is pangolin. Then Cetacea, that is whales and dolphins. Sirenia, the sea cows. Proboscidea, elephants. Prototheria, egg-laying mammals. Except these mammals, in all other mammals, testes are embedded in scrotal sacs, In sea cows, whales, dolphins, elephants, then sloths, then prototherians, the testes are within the abdomen, Then in males, the vas deferens is a modified Wolffian duct. The Wolffian duct or opistonephric duct is modified into vas deferens, and in females, Mullerian duct is modified into oviduct, The site of fertilization in mammals is fallopian tube, Eggs are microlithal or alethal, and they are with fetal membranes. Fetal membranes are partially modified into placenta. Different mammals have different kinds of placenta. The time taken for the development of the embryo or fetus within the womb of the mother is called gestation period, Then females have a vestigial penis called clitoris, Vestigial penis called clitoris is present in female mammals, The modifications in reproductive system, And if you observe modifications in nervous system, brain, for the first time you find three-layered meninges, outer dura mater, middle arachnoid layer and inner pia mater are present. Innermost is called pia mater, middle one is called arachnoid layer, outer one is called dura mater. These three meningeal layers are with meningeal cavities like epidural space, subdural space and subarachnoid space. They are filled with cerebrospinal fluid. They protect the brain from external shocks and they nourish the cells of the brain, Then in mammals, the number of optic lobes is 4. That's why the condition is called corpora quadrigemina. Then in mammals, the two cerebral hemispheres are connected to each other by a transverse band of nerve fibers called corpus callosum. Corpus callosum is present only in metatheria and eutheria. In prototheria, it is absent, Corpus callosum is absent in prototheria, Then in mammals, the number of cranial nerves is 12 pairs, apart from cerebrum, even cerebellum is also well developed in all mammals, Cerebellum is nearly 5-lobed cerebellum is present. It is well developed in human being and in all other mammals, Then the sense organs, if you look into, the internal ear has an organ of hearing called cochlea. The cochlea is present in, cochlea contains an organ of hearing called organ of Corti, The highly coiled watch spring-like structure is called cochlea. Within the cochlea, an organ of hearing called organ of Corti is present, Okay. Then the middle ear, 3 small bony pieces are present, that is called ear ossicles. Those ear ossicles are malleus, incus and stapes. The ear ossicles are malleus, incus and stapes. Miss, you call them here now. These malleus, incus, stapes, they are the modified articular bone of UJ, quadrate bone of LJ, hyomandibular bone. Okay, so malleus is a modification of articular bone, incus is a modification of quadrate bone, stapes is a modification of hyomandibular bone. That is, get a clue like MA, Master of Arts, IQ, Intelligent Quotient, SH, Simple Harmonic Motion. That you get a clue here in order to remember them. Malleus, incus, stapes are the 3 ear ossicles present in the middle ear, And among these, stapes is connected to the middle ear by the smallest muscle in the human body called stapedial muscle, which is also called tensor tympani muscle here. Okay, and their origin is MA, IQ and SH. The shape of miss is has. The shape of miss is has. That is, malleus is hammer shaped, incus is anvil shaped, stapes is stirrup shaped. So they're all important EAMCET in all other exam point of view. So remember, dear students, miss are the ear ossicles. Their origin is MA, IQ and SH, and the shape is miss. The shape of the miss is has. The shape of the miss is has. Then in the ear canal, as I made a mention earlier, in higher mammals, the wax gland or ceruminous gland is present, secreting the cerumen to trap dust and foreign particles and to protect the tympanum from the infection, so on and so forth.